Okay, so I'm not traveling, I'm not hiking or anything, I'm going in my car. It is actually going to be quite windy and wet today apparently. Now when I started this I hadn't any intention of just doing anything else, spending a night under canvas because I could. But now I've decided to turn it into the Great Tommy Sleep Out. So today is the day that I do that. So I have actually raised £328 for charity, so I'm absolutely over the moon about that. So that's gone off to them now, and they've got all the money they need from me. And now I'm just about to go off and enjoy this experience. Well, that's what I hope. As you can see, I've got stuff everywhere. So what I've brought with me is a rucksack with the essentials, and then I've got my sleeping bag, a little table that you fold down, and I'm definitely going to have comfort because this is proper mattress, roll-out camping mattress that you take if you were going possibly to a camping van or something like that wasn't comfortable. And I've got my sleeping bag in the back. So as you can see, it's raining and it's going to be windy, and I will be putting the tent up solo, so that's going to be very interesting. It takes me around about half an hour to get there in the car, approximately, depending on which route I take. So I've got a load of road closures, so I'm going to try and get there the quickest. As long as I sign in by 2 o'clock to let them know I've arrived, that's brilliant. Then I should probably take a video when I'm putting the tent up, which will be interesting because I've never put a tent up solo ever before in my life. And then I'll put my sleep system in, and I've got a camping stove as well. And they do have toilets there with a token and 5 minutes of hot water, but it's unlikely I'll need that because it's only for the night. Yeah, so here goes. I'll keep you posted. Bye. Oh my goodness, guys, so I have met the proprietor, Laura, and taken a photograph of her, which I'll pop on later. And this is where I am. It's not far from home, so it's so shocking. Places we actually have near us that we have absolutely no idea exist. And then you come here, I've got to try and find a place where the wind isn't against me. And yeah, is it all right here?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Oh, sorry, I was just going to...
So Laura, the proprietor, has just, when I paid for the pitch, she's just given me back some of the money to put towards the charity. What absolutely most amazing, generous thing to do. So already it's a good start, isn't it? Apart from the wind, which is really picking up. So I need to get this tent up, really, don't I? Otherwise I'm going to end up not being able to erect the tent correctly. It's going to be falling down, bless. There are toilet blocks just over there as well with showers, which look very, very clean. Yeah, and I'm not that far away from them, to be honest, so if I need to get up in the night, hey ho. Alright guys, catch up later, bye. Back again. So I have put the guide ropes in, and now the wind has changed direction, which is typical, I'm told, of here. So it started off in this direction, now it's going round, so I should know that really. If I'd listened to my geography at school, I'd probably figured that one out. But I am allowed to use my car as a shield, so effectively I could actually bring my car around here if I really needed to, which is just there. So that's a good thing. You're allowed to have your car right next to where you're pitching, which is brilliant. So if it does fall down, that's where you'll find me. So I'm just going to put my sleeping system in, ready for later, and then I'm going to go for a walk. But so far, yeah, I'm okay. I'm quite happy with that. So yes, see you later, guys. Bye. So if you like me and you like some comfort, you come to this place here, just I will tell you about later actually. It's scrupulously clean, I have to say. It really is. I mean, it's got a shower which gives you, with your token, she said 5 minutes of hot water, but it starts at the moment you turn it on. So in and out fairly quickly. You have a little token to make it work, which I have here in my pocket. And then of course you've got the on-site toilets, which I'm afraid I need. I don't want to be putting holes in grounds and going. It's quite foul and disgusting, to be honest. So yes, so you've got 3 toilets, and then you've got 2 portable toilets if they're obviously busy. And there's the site, this is the block, and you've also got in here some washing up facility. So, you know, if you've done some cooking, you need to come in and wash up, and it's got a kettle as well. I'm really funny about using kettles, to be honest, so I have brought my camping stove. But yeah, a little board where you can leave comments. So very good. And the lady, as I got here, had a photograph with me, and then she was cleaning anyway. So yeah, but you don't need anything that's like, you know, to the point like it's a hotel room. The whole idea is you're camping. So yeah, and if I enjoy it, I will be coming again. So here we go, through the gate. Make sure we put that back on. I know that's the rules of the countryside. And here's the field I'm going to be walking across. There's the road that I came up. And look at it. My goodness, how gorgeous is this? And it's right on my doorstep. Right guys, it's at the moment, the weather is nice and warm actually, if I'm honest. So yeah, I'm walking across the field. You can probably see it with my hair. It's not too blowy. I'm actually feeling quite hot with this on, but I do know that rain is due in, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to put my coat on just in case. So, oh, there, and every now and then the wind gets up and it's blowing in the opposite direction to when I was erecting my tent. But she did say that it happens an awful lot. So yeah, there's the house. What a lovely setup. That'd be lovely actually, wouldn't it? Having this for your business. Yeah? Yeah. Maybe she's looking for investors. Anywho, I'm going to take a nice little walk. Take care guys, see you in a bit, bye. So here I am guys, in the woods. I will tell people where I am once I'm home. So I've had a few people who have said they want to come up here and scare the crap out of me, and believe me, probably wouldn't take an awful lot, not if I'm surrounded by woods anyhow. Typical horror stories, you know, and all that. But isn't it beautiful? Goodness knows why I'm scared actually. It's ridiculous because it's just stunning, and it gives me time hopefully to reflect. And oh, now I'm getting emotional, aren't I? But yeah, look at this. And she said there's lots of walks, as you can see on the post. There's one that goes down there. I'm going to go this way, straight ahead of me, so I'm less likely to get lost because my sense of direction isn't the best. But wow, look at that. So all you Blair Witch Project fans, you might want to tune out in about an hour if it gets a bit dusk. I know I'll be heading back to the tent, I know that much. But how beautiful. Yeah, so if any of you recognise it, feel free to put some comments actually. Okay guys, bye. Okay guys, you can hear that that's on. It's doing my hot chocolate. So I don't think it's going to take very long at this rate. Yum yum. So my experience so far of this solo camping, it's absolutely awesome. I do love it, and I get to spend time on my own, and I sleep in a very cold tent. I think it's going to be tonight because it has got very cold. That's the only thing I would say, that with the rain it's dropped the temperature. So I've just had a hot chocolate. I think I probably need another one, to be honest, because it's that cold now. And I'm sat outside and my hands are like blocks of ice, but I can't wait to get in there tonight and watch my Netflix or ITVX, whatever. We do get Wi-Fi here, which is quite fortunate. So yeah, I'm going to watch that tonight, hopefully get nice and comfortable, and yeah, chill out. And it'll probably be an early start, to be fair, because I've got so much to do tomorrow. So this is like pretty much a one-off for me, that I get to relax like this. So I just hope I manage to sleep well. All right guys, but so far love it. Bye guys. Time for dinner. I'm going to have some brown rice, and I've got my water here, and I put a little bit of salt in it. I did actually remember to bring that. I didn't think I would remember, but I did. So I'm going to have some brown rice, which is my absolute favourite thing in the world, besides avocado and most salads. And it's absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness, look at that. Wowzers. I think sometimes things don't translate as well when it's on a phone, but the way the mist is coming over the hill looks absolutely fantastic. Time for me to have something to eat. Bye guys. Oh my goodness, so I am in bed now. I know it's very early, but I'm trying to watch a movie, and I have to say I'm so cold. It is freezing. I have a hot water bottle even, that's not keeping me warm. And it's definitely very, very freezing today, and tonight it's just awful, and it's quite still as well. But yeah, my feet have got some very thick socks on, I've got my hat on, and I've got gloves on. I've just taken off to do this, and it's freezing. So how I'm going to get through the whole of the night, I do not know. I suspect it's going to wake me up a few times. So yeah, I'm in my sleeping bag, and I could do with the tent being bigger as well, in all fairness, because it does seem as if I'm slightly restricted, but let's hope it doesn't tip it down, because that'll make it even colder. So I've had an excellent day, but I think next time I do a sleep out, it's going to be in the summer. Alright guys, I'm going to carry on watching some TV and stuff, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow and let you know how my night went in the tent. I suspect it's going to be not brilliant. Alright, take care guys, bye bye. Hi everyone, so we're later on in the evening, and I've been in the tent, and I've decided to call it the Great Tommy Wider Wake Out, because for love nor money I cannot sleep because it is so cold. I am literally freezing so much that from my legs right down to my ankles literally just completely froze and caused cramp, really severe cramp. So I was sat in the car, because at least that way I can put the heater on and hopefully get some Zeds. But hi you guys, update now. So I've actually arrived home now, and I have to say it was probably the coldest, windiest night ever. I ended up sitting in my car for quite some time because I just could not get warm. I just simply couldn't. And in the wee early hours on the parking site, I decided to take my tent down. So I did that, so trying not to wake everybody else in the sort of like dusky hours. So I think I was the first one to do that. My goodness, it's given me a huge insight into how people must feel when they're living on the streets, and especially when, you know, they've served for us. I think it's disgusting. You know, honestly, I've never known cold like it, and I have swam in spring waters, and you know, I've done loads of things in my life, climbed mountains, abseiled, but I have to say last night was probably the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, seriously. And I know to most people who camp that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but when you're solo, when you're all alone in a freezing cold tent, you can't get warm. I have to say all my lower body went into like contraction. I ended up getting cramp all in my lower part of my body. And I had to keep getting out the sleeping bag and walking around the field, and then sitting in my car for like 5 or 10 minutes trying to get warm again. Imagine if you're doing that day in, day out, you know, because, you know, I couldn't stand it. I've got to be honest with you. I had an amazing, enlightening afternoon yesterday and early evening. It was fantastic. I was laid in my sleeping bag and I was watching Netflix and ITVX. But the reality soon hits when you lay there and you suddenly realise how bloody cold it really is. It really was cold, and everything was damp, everything, you know. So the tent basically felt like it was just like sleeping under a bag, a plastic bag. Everything was full of moisture. So I didn't wrap everything properly when I took it down the early hours this morning. So I've got it in my car now. I've arrived home now, and I'm about to take it to my back garden, and then I'm going to wipe it all down before I wrap it up properly and dry out my sleeping bag and the mattress that I took, which, although memory foam mattress, and they don't have that luxury, wasn't that comfortable, to be fair, and it's quite thick. So I was shocked at how difficult this whole thing ended up being, but also how enlightening it was, and how proud I am of myself that I did actually go ahead and do this. So yeah, I'm very happy, and thank you to every single person who sponsored me to do this, including the lady who owns the campsite and gave me money towards it when I arrived. I mean, that's just awesome. So I'm going to take that into the shop, I think, in town, you know, where they sell the stuff for veterans, and I'm going to pop it in there. So yeah, as you can see, the wind is still here. It's still freezing cold. So I'm going to get in and yeah, I'm going to get everything packed away. All right, thank you guys for listening, and thanks for, you know, supporting me. Okay, have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Bye.